Next, we will learn how we can trade using an RSI and a moving average. For this, we will apply a moving average on RSI to find overall trend of a security. Next, apply a moving average on RSI helps to identify the overall trend of RSI and prices. With the help of direction of RSI moving average, we can look to buy every pullbacks in RSI. Let's go ahead and take a look at a practical example. Following is a chart of Bosch Limited, and you can see price chart is applied in the upper panel, and in lower panel a 15 period RSI is plotted along with 20 period simple moving average of 15 period RSI. So the pink line is a 20 period moving average, and as of the last bar you can see moving average is slanting downwards and RSI is trading below the moving average. Both the direction of moving average and the level of RSI suggest us that the stock might be in a downtrend or a kind of correction. So in this setup, our trading strategy will be, once RSI pulls back to its moving average, we will go ahead and look for a short setup. Alright, let's go ahead and add some bars. You can see RSI made a new low and moving average is still slanting downwards. As of the last bar, RSI has pulled back quite close towards the moving average. Prices have pulled up as well to test the resistance of 15,200. If prices were to reverse from here, we can anticipate that prices will go ahead and trade for a new low, in which case we will go ahead and look for a short trade. Let's go ahead and add some bar. You can see prices have reversed and there is a reversal in RSI as well. So I will take a short position below this low of the current bar, that is at 14,760 with a stop at 15,200. I'll go ahead and add some bar. The next day, short entry is triggered with stop at 15,200, and you can see prices go ahead to make a new low. Let's go ahead and add some more bar. As of the current bar, you can see prices have pulled back to 15,200 levels. RSI has crossed above its moving average, suggesting that there might be a change in the direction of momentum. We'll add some more bar, and now moving average has changed its direction as well. You can see here 52.69, 52.99, 52.99, which means moving average has turned towards the upside, suggesting that price are now started to trend towards in the upward direction. So go ahead and add some bar. Moving average is still rising upwards and RSI has pulled back to moving average. Now our since moving average is going towards upside, our strategy becomes, once RSI gives a positive pullback, that is RSI rises up, we will look for a long trade. RSI is flat and RSI gives, you can see here on this bar RSI gave a level of 55.91, 55.59. okay, RSI went down. This was the bar where RSI turned up. Alright, we'll go long at these price levels. Now this is quite a long stop loss. What you can do is you can let this trade go and wait for a new trade, as entering at this price level is extremely dangerous. We can say it's dangerous because prices have broke to a new high has broken the consolidating level of 15200. Price have broken to a new high. At the same time, stop loss is quite big. It's better to pass on the trade and wait for a new trade. But since this is our setup, we'll go ahead and see what happens with the price. Price was never triggered. Here we entered at this level of 15340 and prices go ahead to make a new high. So you can see how powerful these trading strategies are, using RSI with its own moving average of 20 period. Let's go ahead and look at another example. Following is a chart of NSE Nifty index. As of the last bar, you can see RSI is in the range of 68.87. RSI is on the level of 78.84 and moving average, 20 period moving average of RSI is 65.87 and rising higher. You can see here RSI is rising. Moving average of RSI is rising higher. So the trading strategy remains the same. If RSI was to pull back towards its moving average and turn up, we'll go ahead and take a long position. RSI pulls back to its moving average. As of the last bar, RSI has still made a lower level. Add some bar and you can see RSI has turned up from 65.01 to 71.33. We'll place a long trade above this high of this bar and place a stop at recent swing low. We're triggered at this stop. Let's go ahead and see what happens next. Our stop loss is revised to current swing low and prices go ahead to make a new high. This is the same Nifty chart. We took our previous position at these levels where moving average of RSI was rising higher and we got a pullback. As of now, moving average of RSI is going down, suggesting that the momentum is towards the downside and RSI has pulled back towards its moving average. If RSI was to turn down from here, we would look to create a short position. Let's go ahead and add some bars. RSI has pulled back to its moving average with prices making a new high. Let's see if moving average has turned its direction. No, moving average is still making lower lows. For example, previous bar level was 67.63, current level is 67.43. Let's add some more bar. RSI has turned down and moving average level is 67.05. So this is our short trade setup. We'll look to sell below this current bar at level of 7706. Right, let's add some bar. Next day we were stopped out. We were entered into the trade and then stopped out. Let's add some more bar. RSI goes ahead to make a new high, but moving average is still going down, suggesting that prices are still, momentum is still negative. Next day prices fall sharply and we will look to establish our short trade again to see if this time we are in the right position. Previously we have been stopped out of a short position. Let's go ahead and add some bar. Triggered into the trade. Stop loss is at recent swing high. Add some bar. Our aim is that prices must take out this low, and you can see prices made almost a double bottom of this low and turned up. You can see prices took out this low of 7441.6, made a new low of 7422.5. Thus prices took out the low marginally and turned around, but nonetheless our setup worked. Following is the same Nifty chart And as of the last bar, let me first remove these trend lines. As of the last bar, you can see RSI is below its moving average, where its moving average is trending down, suggesting that prices are either trending down or consolidating towards the downside. So our trading strategy for this chart will be, once RSI pulls back to its own moving average and turns around, we'll look for a short trade. Let's go ahead, add some bars. Prices gap up and RSI has turned towards its moving average. Let's see if moving average has turned itself towards the upside. No, moving average has still recorded a downside momentum. Let's go ahead and add some bar. Moving average is still up, RSI turns down, prices turns down, and moving average is still down. So we will place a short trade below this low with a stop loss of this recent swing high. Our aim is that prices should breach this low level. Add some bar and the low level is breached. Thus we can use moving average on RSI to identify overall trend and then look for buying on pullbacks or selling on pullbacks.